Hi everybody, this is W1000W and these are tips and tricks. Today we will check out the volumetric clouds. Volumetric clouds have been around for a while. They are part of physical sky engine that produces very nice results. You can use that to illuminate your scene, to have those natural colors, blue sky and a little warm sun. But the engine is rather old. Maxon hasn't touched that for a while, and it shows. So let's just dig in and create a physical sky. You can do this by clicking this icon and choose physical sky, or you can go to create physical sky and choose physical sky. This is your basic run-of-the-mill physical sky. Let me just filter out this grid so we can see this better. Okay, this is your classic sky. You have your sun, blue sky and desert, for example, or haze rather. So you can add your object in the scene like this. Let's just color those two objects so we can see what's going on. And if you render this out, the render is quite poor. It doesn't really say much about photorealism. First of all, what you need to do is, of course, go to settings, choose physical sky, effects, ambient occlusion, which will add some details, and of course global illumination, which will illuminate your objects globally. That means that every part of the scene acts like an illuminant rather. Go to the preset and choose what you want. We won't be picky about this right now, and let's render this out and see what the difference is. So this is more like it. You can see that object is illuminated from all sides, not just from the sun above and a little sky below. So this is very good. So for additional photorealism or believability, you can add clouds to the sky by clicking under the basic tab, check clouds, and voila, Cinema will generate very randomly some clouds on the sky. If you render this out, you'll see how the picture looks a little better. Still not good, but a little better. So what you want to do, for example, if you want to dolly in or dolly out to this object, you will see a very nasty thing, and this is that clouds are not moving. They're absolutely static. This is because these clouds are painted, if you will, on a rather large, infinitely large sphere that encompasses everything in your scene. Those clouds are moving if you pan left and right and up and down, but if you're dollying in or out, nothing happens. So if you try to follow an aircraft or try to be in a real 3D sky, you have to use volumetric clouds. These clouds are actually 3D objects, actual 3D objects, and Cinema treats them like 3D objects. You can add the volumetric clouds by clicking volumetric clouds under the basic tab. Just click that, and this enables volumetric clouds. So, how to create volumetric clouds? Simply go to Create, Physical Sky, and choose Cloud Tool. This cloud tool allows you to basically paint the clouds onto your sky, or rather behind behind your scene, not on the sphere, but just behind your scene. You have some options. Radius, this is the size of a brush. Density, this is how much clouds will appear, and a maximum size of cloud box. And let's just go ahead and paint those clouds. You can paint them wherever you want and how much you want them. Remember, there are no accidents, just happy incidents or something like that. I don't remember it. Anyway, whatever will come out, it will be great. So when you are pleased what you see, you just let off the mouse button and voila. These are now volumetric clouds. What we want to see is, you see this? This is moving with accordingly to my movement. If I dolly in, the clouds are acting correspondingly or accordingly. If I move in, I can go through the skies and on the other side and back again. These are volumetric skies. If I rotate everything, you can see this is really a 3D object, a real 3D object. You can go above the skies. You can see our UFO right there. So if I render this out, you will see this clouds in 3D. These are actual 3D. This is actual 3D object, not just a painting on some distant sphere. So this is how physical sky with volumetric clouds work. I suggest you check this out and fiddle around with settings. There are two sets of settings. First one is under the cloud object, where you can go and override the whole group, where now you can change the altitude of the cloud. You can change the fallout of how hard the edges are, basically how fast it will dim the luminance, and transparency, of course, how transparent the clouds are, and of course the color. Here you can choose the cloud type. This is standard type. You have 3 more which are more physically accurate, and you have scale. This is under the sky object. The other is under the physical sky, under the volumetric tab. Here the first 3 are just for your renderer, rather editor. It doesn't affect anything that is rendered. You can choose sample size. This is how big one sample is, rather. Edge noise defines with which noise algorithm will Cinema 3D render your clouds. You have your standard cinema noises here, contrast, scale, and noise speed. This is for animation. I hope you enjoyed this little tips and tricks / tutorial. As I mentioned, I suggest you fiddle around with settings and hope you come up with the result that you like. Thank you very much and hear you next time. Bye. Bye bye.